Oh, and welcome back. Sorry for a bit of a break there, but one of the players requested a little bit of time. But it's all good now, and we're all in the game. And that game is, of course, StarCraft 2, and it's going to be on Catalina. Up in the top zone, in the 1 o'clock position, we have our team composite player playing in the yellow. Once again, as Zerg. It is, of course, Afracanis. And his opponent is going to be spawning in the 6 o'clock position, playing as the Orange Terran from Tribu Team 6, Vespasian. So, yeah, one of these two players will come out of this series with a spot in the playoffs in the round of 8, finishing in the money, guaranteeing themselves entry to next season's Defender League. So there's quite a lot hinging on these couple games. And it looks like Afracanis is actually going for a pretty aggressive build. Normally, you'd expect to see a hatch pool gas sort of opening from Zerg in Zerg vs. Terran. He's actually gone for pool and a gas long before he looks at taking his expansion. So I don't know. He's just about to have finished mining 100 gas even. So I expect him to just get 100 and get a really fast speed up and maybe try and do some pressure with that. But if he actually does continue mining past 100, I don't know what we could be looking at here. It could be really interesting. But yeah, he's keeping that gas mining going. So I guess he's going to go for some fast banings as well, or fast tech. I don't know. It could be a lot of different things coming out of him right now. But his speed is going to be much faster than Vespasian expected. So it's possible that Vespasian could get some of his Hellions caught out on the map, or just not quite be prepared for a big counterattack by Afracanis if he chooses to go and swing a bunch of lings in. But either way, there is now the hatchery finished up for Afracanis, so he's certainly not going one base Banebuster or anything. And Vespasian as well, as he actually hasn't got his Vespasian actually hasn't got a command center at all yet. So so far he's just gone straight 1-1. I think we're going to see a mine drop before before the command center, try and cover up some a little bit of macro play. But there's a couple of different options for what he'd go for here. Afracanis is actually going to run with his lings, which are going to have speed like right now. And what he was really looking for here, he was looking for an expansion. He was trying to get a denial on that, maybe a lift on that. But what he finds instead is no expansion. That should tip him off a little bit that something's coming, because he's not going to be doing nothing. And actually, he does trigger the mine, so he knows there's a mine there now. He knows there are mines out, and could be, he could be thinking about, wow, that's a really fast overlord speed. I actually missed that in the research tab. I guess that's why he was saving his gas for. And this is really cool, actually. This is something I saw Jadon, I think, used it at BlizzCon, if I remember correctly. Although he actually went even faster and just went straight up gas before. He went overlord speed before ling speed as his first upgrade. But either way, the really fast overlord speed should give Afracanis 100% idea about everything that's going to come out of Vespasian for a good long while. Although that being said, he didn't spot this armory that's in the back there, so there's likely going to be some kind of hellback push coming out of Vespasian. I'm not sure that Afracanis will be prepared for this, but what he certainly is prepared for is this medevac that's going to be boosting in, and not even unloading any Marines or anything, because there's really not much he can get done in the face of the Banelings and the Lings. So he is forced to sort of pick up. And if he does manage to get an Overlord for his trouble, though, Afracanis might be able to run it away. I don't know. He'll need to go over the gap. And yeah, that Overlord speed, it's already paid for itself in terms of the minerals component in not losing that Overlord. And yeah, right now, though, Vespasian, a few SCBs along for the ride as well. They're going to really help out in the repair on these Hellions. When they're transformed into Hellbats, they can, of course, be repaired and be healed by medevacs. So they're going to be tanky as all hell. But Afracanis does have the key ingredient stopping this, which is Baneling tech. He doesn't have many Banelings, and he sort of needs to get an idea that it's coming, because right now he's only got 6 Banelings, which will take out a few of the Hellbats, depends how grouped up they are. But he absolutely cannot afford any Widowmine hits, although he might be able to bait them out with the Overlords. A few more Banelings morphing up is exactly the right call to make. Spineclaw is just going to go down. He's going to let his Spineclaw and Roachborn fall. Not his biggest concern right now, and just a few Lings sort of sacrifice themselves to get the Banelings time to morph in, and now the Banelings are morphed in. They're going to get a big hits out on all of this fire. A lot of the SCVs have gone down as well, and one Hellbat survives. Two Hellbats survive. One of these Hellbats is just on 2 health, but it can be healed up by this medevac, and it is going to be. So this push by Vespasian is still very much alive. A couple SCVs as well survive to heal this Hellbat up. Look how fast its health is regenerating. And yeah, it's all back up to full, 100% fighting fit. And Afracanis is trying to morph in a few more Banelings to deal with this. But, another Widowmine! It's going to go off on 1 Baneling, take that out. But now there's a Banshee coming in as well. That can start picking up on the Baneling. And all the Banelings are actually going to die before they make any kind of connection. One is going to survive, but even so, 2 Hellbats with SCVs healing them and Medevacs are going to be able to deal with all the Lings Afracanis can throw at them. And they very much do that. So, yeah, what's Afracanis got next? He's got to get some big Baneling hits. He needs that burst damage to take down the Hellbats, so they have, their actual 135 health rather than effective health of basically infinite Medevacs healing them. Drones coming off the line. That is not good at all when you're facing Hellbats. And a couple of Baneling hits do go off to take out one of the Hellions, and this Widowmine's actually going to help out a little bit in terms of just a bit of splash damage on Vespasian's units. But the splash damage is matching into Medevacs, and the drones coming in off the line again against 2 Hellbats. Too many drones lost. GG, says Afracanis, and Vespasian takes our first map. All right, welcome back to merry-go-round for our second map in this series. First player we have for you today is spawning up in the top left-hand side of merry-go-round. He's the Yellow Zerg, and he is on Team Composite. His name is Afracanis. And his opponent is going to be spawning down in the down 6 o'clock position, the bottom position. And actually taking a little bit of work harass, but he's the Orange Town, and the SCV passing. He's playing for Turbo Team 6, and his name is Vespasian. Yes, nice work on going down here. But actually, I've just noticed 2 of the SCVs are on very low health. One's on 5 and one's on 10. So, I mean, I doubt that's going to come into play at any point, but really impressive bit of early game work on Micro Afracanis to get his opponent's workers down that low, and equally impressive by Vespasian to be, pulling them away just the last second and getting everything, getting as much out of every little hit as he can. And once again, Afracanis has actually gone for his gas pool hatch, and again, really fast speed is going to be the result of this. No aggression, nothing looking like he's going to be really making big use of his speed to chase down Hellions or bust up the ramp or anything. But, I mean, it just makes Vespasian a little bit more edgy about placing down his command center on the low ground. Although it looks so far that Vespasian has no plans to put down a command center at all just right now, with 2 more barracks and a factory following up after his initial barracks. So there's going to be quite a lot of bio here with 3 racks worth of production, and that factory as well is going to be pumping out most likely Hellions. We could see another Hellbat timing here. It'll all depend on when the army comes down. With the fact that Vespasian has actually taken himself out of gas, I think Hellbats are unlikely, and he's probably just going to stick on Hellions. You do need a fair amount of gas for that armory, but he could always pop a few workers back on gas and get the armory, or get it building up toward an armory. And so far, just quite a few Marines coming out. The couple of Hellions move down the ramp and they're going to find this Zergling and roast it away pretty promptly. Afracanis getting his Baning Nest up. Baning Nests are really, really useful for safety earlier on, because even though they're not that useful in huge engagements when you don't have Baning speed, you really, really do have to have Baning Nests against some Hellbat timings. The ones that hit really, really early, you can't really get the massive roaches that you need to just be able to kite back and such. So just a few Banes to... Oh my god, that's a lot of SCVs. That is in fact all the boys. I was expecting 1 or 2 boys, but this is a lot of boys. There's literally 1 mule mining right now for Vespasian, and just dropped 30 minerals on the ground. But yeah, I don't think Afracanis has any idea this is coming at all. He had a Ling parked out down here, but it did get cleared out by Vespasian, and Afracanis didn't replace it. So now Afracanis is just up against what he thinks, for now, is just regular Hellbat pressure. And it's not at all, far from it. There's a lot of SCVs here for a lot of tanking, a lot of repair on the Hellbats. He's going to move up the ramp and start clearing out this spine crawl. The SCVs just moving away. They're getting out a fairly significant amount of damage on the spine crawl, and it does go down along with the Queen. And Afracanis is scrambling to get enough roaches to hold this off. There's a spore crawler going down in his natural, but that's not going to happen. The other thing that's going down in his natural is every single drone. And yeah, I feel like when all the units have been cleared out here, Afracanis can take out the spine crawler. He's actually going to... Sorry, spore crawler. He's actually going to go... Yeah, he's going to go straight up the main, ramping the main. And I think that's the correct choice. The hatchery, I mean, it's not doing that much here. This is completely all in. He has to kill Afracanis here, or the game is over. And if if Afracanis survives on 1 base, then Afracanis has won the game in almost all circumstances that will come out of this. But right now, Vespasian is just trying to avoid the Baning hits on his Marines. The Marines, of course, every bit of damage they take will be crucial because there's no medevac healing. Drones coming off the line for Afracanis, and this is his absolute last chance. There's 1 roach left, and GG! Vespasian, with 2 very crisp, very well-timed all-ins, does manage to take the victory 2-0 to be our first player from Group D to make it through to the playoffs. There's 1 spot left. And that spot will go to the winner of our next game.